Jay Crawford, Adam the Bull, Garrett Bush, Tyvis Powell, Jason Lloyd. Plus, ba-da-da-da-da, you're loving him, Mikey McNuggets. And so many big names, it would take me hours to say all of their names. The ultimate Cleveland sports show starts now. Booyah!
Commandment number one.
Welcome.
Thou shalt never embarrass the shield.
At all. It's the official NAACP edition with the new honoree of Jay Crawford.
I'm only 8%.
He celebrated Juneteenth this Wednesday.
I did.
How was it?
I worked.
I told everybody at the radio station, I said, bro, hey, listen, if you try to get me or Earl to work on Juneteenth, that's racist. You can't do it.
No, you can't even ask.
You can't even ask.
Hey, can you feel a shift? What date is it? June 19th. What's wrong with you?
It's unacceptable.
Yeah.
I said, so all the white people got off today. We just gonna feel it on our day too?
Yeah.
No, we can't do that.
Yeah.
You can't even ask. You can't get that off no more.
So you didn't work?
No.
You didn't work Wednesday?
No, they didn't even give me, they didn't call me or nothing.
They didn't even think about it.
Like, they just sent me, actually, they sent me Christmas cards, Juneteenth cards.
On their mass calendar, there's a big X on June 19th every day and says, no G. Bush, no Earl. No exception.
Earl felt so good about himself. He went out of town. He's still out of town celebrating. I don't know where Earl at.
He's taking June week.
Hey.
He's off. He's gone.
Shout out to Earl. He in Jersey, ain't he?
Yeah, he's there for a funeral, unfortunately. So it is not a vacation.
What part of Jersey?
Right outside Camden.
Okay. All right. Busy show. Busy weekend. Wow. The Guardians. We're going to talk Guardians. We're going to talk Browns. We're going to talk Cavs. Remember, it's KYC Friday, so we do 90 minutes on YouTube, and then you can't get enough. You need to watch 30 minutes more. We're on broadcast TV in the Cleveland market, WKYC. If you're outside the Cleveland market, download the app, WKYC Plus. Stream us live, whether you're in Australia or in India. We know we've got the fans out there. Shout out to London. Shout out to Scotland,
Singapore,
Mumbai, all over the world.
Philippines.
UCSS is global.
We ready to go, man.
Global.
That was crazy.
How's it? Wait, I have to tease this right off the top. The long-awaited rematch. This is just a tick below Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson, which now isn't going to happen, sadly.
It is. They rescheduled it for September.
For now.
Yeah.
For now. I'm still skeptical that'll ever happen. I was really looking forward to that. I was really looking forward to that.
You wanted to see Jake Paul? That's like a lion attacking a gazelle.
I want to see it. The curiosity factor is 1,000,000 for me.
I'm sure it's a lot of stipulations. They not just gonna say Mike Tyson go fight Jake Paul.
Here's the thing.
Just fairly. There's no way.
Okay, then let's drug test Jake Paul.
Well, you see, Ryan Garcia just got his win taken away from Devin Haney over some PEDs. So that's.
Is he using or not? In your opinion,
Who?
Jake Paul.
Yes.
You guess that he's using. We don't know.
Yeah, probably.
We just suppose.
I would guess.
Based on the body transformation and the physical definition, there's a lot of smoke around that rumor.
I'm pretty sure that they said that Mike Tyson will be drug tested. Jake Paul will not be.
Well, now that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Well, that's what I'm telling you. It's a lot of different stipulations inside of this thing. It ain't like that. I heard that if Mike Tyson went out there and ended it in the first round and knocked him out, he would get no money from it.
That's just stupid.
Jake Paul out there looking like he on the mix of Cialis and Viagra, all the stuff.
Just test.
Clean.
And the supposition is he's not clean. Again, allegations, no
Allegedly.
proof. We know our eyes don't lie.
No.
If you want to impress the boxing community, which is clearly what he's trying to do, he wants street cred.
You would think.
You're not going to get it by fighting 55-year-old, 58-year-olds, 52-year-olds.
Retired
UFCs. You step in the ring with an active, ranked contender and go through none of this nonsense, well, we're not going to drug test. No, you're going to fight, and you're going to do everything the way the WBC or the WBA or WBO
go fight
says.
Bud.
What?
Then I'd be impressed.
What are you talking about?
Go fight Bud.
That's a death wish. He better not fight Bud, Boots, Tank, Pit Bull, none of them. You will die.
Hey, man.
I'd watch it, though.
Hey, listen.
I would watch it,
But
too.
he's been very careful picking his opponents, making sure he can rack up, tomato can wins.
This Mike Tyson thing. They let Mike be Mike.
He might be able to beat Wilder. Boy. I saw the last time I seen Deontay Wilder. He was a shell of himself.
All that being said, what he's done is impressive.
Who, Wilder or Paul?
Paul.
Oh,
What he's done
yeah.
is impressive.
Yeah.
But he's trying to go to the next level of credibility.
Well, he's
and to
gotta-
do that, you've got to step out of the circus that you've been in and step into the ring.
He caught Nate. His first body was Nate Robinson, right?
Yes, it was.
He still ain't recovered from that.
Nate
It's
Robinson.
like 5'9" with short arms.
Nate Robinson is about he tweeted if he doesn't get a kidney soon, he's gonna die.
I saw that.
Yeah.
He's on the donor list.
It's not good.
Yeah.
Not good. But anyhow, all of this is building up to we can't give you Paul and Tyson. We instead give you Paul and Crawford, the rematch, 6 months in the making.
I don't even know what it
True
is. What the
or
topic
false?
is. What's the topic?
What is the topic, Mike? Are you allowed to tell us yet?
Sure. It's
Okay.
Daniel Schneemann, our new favorite
Oh
Guardian.
no.
See,
Daniel
but he would
Schneemann.
know that though.
No, I really wouldn't.
You don't know that?
No, I haven't done a story on him.
Yes, I got a shot. Yes. Oh, it's going down.
It's going to be a guess
I can't
fest.
lose.
It's going to be a guess fest.
I cannot lose this.
I will say,
this. I don't know that. Let me put the record
bro's
straight.
got great hair.
I
I mean,
know.
receding hairline, but a lot of flow in the back.
I personally don't know the next time I'm gonna work on a Friday or Monday, so I have to win this until August or September.
I've held the belt since whenever we did it last.
Yeah.
We have played True and False since.
Yeah.
However, we have not had you and Tyvis on the show together. So this is for
Bragging
bragging rights for essentially the next half a year.
That means I would have the belt against you for like a year.
Yeah, I gotta win.
Yeah, this is big.
I
All right,
gotta
Daniel
win.
Schneemann. True or false, Daniel Schneemann. What's up, Mike?
What's up, guys? It is a beautiful Friday. I want to tell you guys, I woke up at 4 o'clock this morning, got dressed, went to my car, turned on my car, saw the clock, said 4:17. So I have been essentially here.
Why?
You ever just wake up and think it's time to go?
No.
Well, it's happened
I
before.
always
It
look
happened
at my
to me
watch
this
first.
morning. I usually do. I guess I didn't this morning. I played basketball last night. The AC was broken in the gym. I think I may have been a little dehydrated, from being totally honest, breaking down the floor. But I've been here forever. Wow. I'm exhausted. So let's dive into things because we have a big show coming up. Not just here, but on WKYC too. And we have a new FanDuel read. And give me a new sponsor sound alert. Make it up on the fly. Ayo. Love that. New sponsor alert from Anthony.
We are so high tech here, it's sickening.
Guys, you know I love sports. I love them so much. I never want them to stop. But as the playoffs wind down, we get fewer and fewer games. And the sports aren't sportsing like I want them to. But luckily, FanDuel keeps me and the sports going whenever I want because all I have to do is open the app and dream up bets anytime I'm in the mood. And this summer, FanDuel is hooking up all customers, every single one, with a boost or bonus daily. That's right. There's something for everyone every day all summer long. Just head over to FanDuel.com/UCSS and make the most out of your summer. FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of Major League Baseball and the official sports partner of the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show. Jay, yesterday, I know it was a 1 o'clock game. However, the Guardians were 1.5 run underdogs against the Mariners, who came into the series winners of 8 of 9. They won the first game of the series, and then good old Cleveland battled back, won the next 2. Will Brennan hit 2 home runs. Logan Allen outdueled Luis Castillo. And that's a hell of a series win for your Cleveland Guardians.
You aren't kidding. I'll throw this out there. I was there yesterday. I was on the field from like 9:45 until just before first pitch. It was as hot as I can remember a day in Cleveland. I know we didn't set a record yesterday. We fell just short. But I looked like I just dove out of a pool. Mm-hmm. I was soaked. I couldn't imagine, and now I've got to do it tomorrow. I couldn't imagine playing baseball in that. But the fact that those guys went out there and battled the way they did was nothing short of remarkable. It was brutal out there. I thought Will Brennan's swing has been better than his results have. If you look at the average and you watch the swing every night, he's better than the numbers show. And that's baseball. It's a funny game. All of a sudden, in one day, he takes his home run total from 6 to 8. He's on pace to hit just under 20 home runs this year.
I know.
Which is remarkable considering where he was a year ago. So I'm really glad to see that he got results, particularly against pretty good pitching. Because sometimes, and Stephen Vogt said this after the game, you can always, when a guy comes back from a dugout and he really barrels the ball up and he puts a good swing on it, you can say, hey, stay with it. It's close. It's coming. You hear that, but it gets frustrating when you don't see the results.
Yeah.
Yesterday, he saw the results with 2 swings. I love this kid. I mean, we had him on last year, and we had him on again this year. He's just he's got a great personality. You root for him. And he's starting to turn the corner where you now start thinking maybe that's the answer to your everyday right field. I know we thought we had that with Oscar Gonzalez, but we're getting closer and closer to me believing that we have that with Will Brennan. And as for Logan Allen, I'm not shocked. His problem is consistency. There's days he looks like Cy Young. Then there's days he looks like Travis Young. He just doesn't have Cy Young stuff. Sorry, Travis. But I do think that yesterday's game was another example of a team doing whatever they had to do, scratch, claw, win, to get the series win. They beat a really good team, a really hot team. And it was big that you're able to start the homestand with 2 of 3.
I like to see that Josh Naylor was coming out of his slump. Obviously, he hit the 2 home runs the game before.
Right.
And he ended up hitting, I think he had a double yesterday when I was watching.
He did. In fact, I thought he was going to come out of the game.
Because he messed it.
It looked like he had really injured his knee.
Yeah. So it was nice to see that. As far as Logan Allen goes, listen, Bybee the game before was lights out. Looked like a straight ace out there. We talked about it yesterday. Me, Jason, and McNuggets talked about it yesterday. He was lights out just 2 days ago. And to see Logan Allen follow it up, now he don't have quite the strikeouts, but that's not really what he does. But to pitch 6 innings, because we talked about how these guys weren't getting the 6 innings. They were going 5, and it was wearing out the bullpen. Now that they're getting the 6, hopefully they can get to 7 innings of pitching well. Now your bullpen makes it to the playoffs, and they're not stretched thin when it comes playoff time. So it was nice to see that. And Will Brennan, anytime we can get some home runs from the outfielders, think about it. We got 2 from him. We got 1 from Quan the day before. If this outfield start picking up home runs like this, then my little top 15 might become top 5, baby.
So you know what? I asked the grounds crew. We were there yesterday to do a story on the grounds crew. We talked about the renovations, and you talk about the home runs. There is a prevailing theory going around Major League Baseball right now that the increased home run total for the Guardians has a lot to do with the fact that those shipping containers are gone in right field, and now there's an open air breezeway. The guys are talking about the ball gets up there.
Yeah, McNuggets showed us a video. We played it on
Oh, did you talk about this already?
Of the video, right?
I feel it.
And guys are buying the theory. Guys are like, look, and it's not just the Guardians' home run total that are up at Progressive Field.
Everybody's.
The other team is hitting more home runs there.
Progressive was one of the worst last year.
It was. And when you look at the way the field was constructed, that was all concrete. It was all solid barrier. So anytime there was a wind going to right field, which happens fairly frequently there, the ball was dying because there was no breezeway. There was no flow through the stadium. Now, when you look into right field, you see right out of the stadium, there's big holes in the decor that they've the new right field.
Is there any way when you and I go against each other, we could do it at Progressive Field?
Well, I'm not a lefty though, so I have no power to right field. I'd like to try it there.
Y'all so disrespectful. Y'all just gonna strip these boys of their medals.
They
ain't hit no home runs for the last 20 years.
No.
And
what?
Listen.
That's him.
No. It's not me. This is the big talk in Major League Baseball.
It's the wind. The wind carrying out on y'all boys.
Listen, I mean, you may poo-poo it, but it's not just the Guardians' numbers that are up. It's the other teams. The ball is clearly jumping off the bat better to right field.
Do we know where like, for field-wise, where Progressive is on
I don't know.
run?
We could probably find that. Home runs.
Look that up.
I will say this. It would have to be a per-game total because the Guardians, I think, have played fewer home games than anybody in baseball.
I'll see if I can find per game. I know I can find totals. I'll also say the weather in Cleveland has been warmer,
Well,
and that certainly is
absolutely. But this was the case in April too. The ball was flying out, and I mean, look, I think it's a small sample size. We need to see a couple of years, but the players are talking about it. Broadcasters are talking about it. When I brought it up yesterday to 2 or 3 people, it was all, absolutely.
Do you know why they decided to move the shipping containers?
Well, look at them. They look like crap.
It look bad.
Yeah, I mean, you look like you had empty semi-trucks sitting up there where there used to be fans, so it didn't look so empty. Now it's so much more aesthetically pleasing.
I will say this: the most impressive stat is this. Yes, they are swinging. The wind may be blowing out, or maybe the configuration of what the stadium is makes the ball, maybe a little jet stream here or there. But I will say that it's been a conscious effort, organizationally, to change the way that this team is made up. To me, the team is no longer just, let's see how long arms can carry us, or we got great starting pitcher or relieving. No, they've made a conscious effort to say, we got to change our DNA a little bit. Stat I heard the other day, I believe they got 37, I think 2-run home runs with 2 outs.
Yes, they've been very clutch.
Now, when you talk about hitting that amount, and it leads the major leagues,
it does.
Now, when you doing that shows me that is a conscious effort to say we're going to be aggressive later on in the count. We're going to be aggressive. We're no longer looking to just move runners and put the ball in play. That type of power is been translating throughout the order. You look at Will Brennan, who's a guy who talked. I think he was the first dude when you had to sit down with him that talked about, nah, man, it's no longer going to be just okay to just be up there trying to get on base. We want power. He was the first to flip that switch.
Yeah, we had somebody from the Guardians came on and said that the approach that they switched was it's better to be 0-1 in the count than being 0-1 on the day for hits. So they was be aggressive. Be aggressive
even had Mike
at the plate.
Chernoff on last week, and Chernoff said, we've embraced this. Yeah. This is absolutely an organizational pivot. And so I'm not sure that they're going to necessarily change the way they try to win. I think they're still going to be about pitching. But I also think that they've clearly looked at the numbers over the last couple of years and where they finished, both in 22 and 23, and saw that you can't be at the bottom of the heap in home runs and hope to make a deep playoff run. We lost to the Yankees 2 years ago in the ALDS because they come up, they can have 5 hits, but if 2 of them are 3-run homers, the game's over.
And you look at Naylor. He had 2 home runs prior to that. I think he's batting in the 230s.
He
right?
is. Yeah.
Guess what? When somebody start seeing them numbers creep up around 20, 25, 30 home runs, all of a sudden you don't care about 230.
You know what? It's interesting you said that because
true.
I don't care about 230.
So right now, Josh Naylor's, I wish we could show his swing. I don't know if you have any video in the system.
The one where he almost hurt himself?
Josh Naylor's swing is out of control.
He tried to kill. Did you see him on the second home run?
This cat,
beer league softball.
He tried to kill that ball, and he did. He actually, this second home run, I think, from 2 nights ago.
He's hitting majestic home runs.
He's Jim Tomey in the ball right now.
Now, so I almost think like this whole pivot organizationally can be a double-edged sword.
Yes.
On one hand, you're getting guys like Brennan that were more concerned about batting average than power, now starting to give you a little pop. That's nice. Stephen Kwan, less concerned about swinging and making contact and more concerned about producing runs. His home run total is up. A lot of guys are. But that's the thing. I want when this loops and you watch this again.
He crossed over.
Watch where he is when he finishes.
He all in the right-hand batter's
and he's leaning everything back. That's a softball swing.
He got his result. He got the result he wanted.
So it's going to come up quickly again, and when it does, it's going to be over before you know it. But watch particularly on how he finishes his swing. He's going to come right out of his cleats. Yeah. He's in the right-hand batter's box.
Listen, he almost in the dugout swinging.
So I don't know.
He got the result he was looking for.
Well, he did, but there's a lot of times where he's not getting the result.
That's true.
And it's because he's trying to hit it to Medina every single at-bat, which isn't necessarily
But can you have
the best approach?
But can you have one guy, one or two guys like that in your lineup? Look, I'll take it. Jose's not going to do that. Jimenez is not going to do that.
No.
And we know Quan is going to try to stay on base, but I don't necessarily mind.
What is he batting, by the way? Right?
235, 236.
No. Quan.
Quan's like 396, I think.
396.
And Tyvis, he's been white hot. He's hitting over 500 over the last 2 weeks. He's hitting 500. I think he's exactly 500 over the last 2 weeks. And he's still at 396. It is so hard. It's like if you have a 3.96 grade point average.
Oh, that is the most upsetting thing.
How are you going to get it to 4.0?
You got to get like a 4.3, like
yes,
6 times.
It's really hard to move it past that line.
And if you want a plus minus system, you're dead. Because the A minus is only a 3.7.
And so that would be the equivalent of a 2 for or a 1 for 3 day.
Yeah, well,
a 1 for 3 day for him
is bad.
Is like a 3.33 grade point average, and you're trying to keep it at a 4.
And he could go 1 for 3 with a walk, right? And the one hit he got was a home run.
And his average goes down significantly.
And he scores 3 runs, right?
Yeah.
His average is looking crazy. Like he's just like, oh, I had a great day. No, you didn't. That ain't what
you're trying to maintain 400. That's why I just don't think it's going to happen.
Take him for 2 hits today. 2 hits.
I hope he does. He's been getting 2 hits a day. I think he's been on base in 25 straight games.
Finish with 400 so Jake can shave his hair live on TV. UCF.
Hey,
it all comes off, brother.
Somebody needed to tell. Well, listen, Bo Naylor, got a couple hits over the weekend.
He did.
Rocchio got a couple hits over the weekend.
Rocchio, by the way, Rocchio's starting to creep up there a little bit.
Yeah.
I think I read he's hitting 270 over the last couple of weeks. Mm-hmm. So. We were hard on him early, but there's got to be a learning curve. When you come up to Major League Baseball, you can't expect the guy's going to hit 270, 280 and hold it there. Yeah, it's hard.
That's true.
And guys make adjustments. Once there's a book on you and there's a scouting report, he can't handle the low and away slider. Guess what he's going to see until he can start to hit it. The low and away slider.
Well, Jay, I just think, to me, I think it's more plausible that they go deeper in the playoffs if they have offensive output than me saying, all right, we got to bring our pitching up to a certain level. I just don't see – I don't think that –
It doesn't have to be either or.
Yeah. Well, yeah, no.
Ideally, the teams that win it can do both.
I just think the rotation has limitations. Like, I think if everybody pitches at its optimum level, I think they could be an above average staff.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Right. Everybody, hold on, let me look at it.
Now look, Tristan was the front of the rotation guy. Tristan's one of my biggest concerns right now.
Yeah, don't even. Yeah. I talked about that yesterday. It brings tears to my eyes.
You know what part of it is, guys? His command, and he's never been a command pitcher. He's all over the place.
Yeah.
And then when he's struggling and he needs to throw strikes, guys are sitting dead red. They're sitting middle of the plate, and that's why he's giving up so many home runs. He's got to get better with his command.
I just remember seeing like the stuff that Tanner Bybee be throwing. I remember McKenzie throwing stuff like that.
His curveball was devastating.
It was crazy. Now it's just like
No, I know.
I mean, he can't do it like that no more right now.
That's wild. I don't.
And then I was saying like the surgery. If he gets the surgery now, he's done
this year,
next year.
Yeah, you get Tommy John now. We'll see in 2026.
See, that's.
So what does he do? Like he's in a position where it's like you don't want to say I want to hear that pop, but at the end of the day, it's like
you're holding your breath knowing it's coming. I think,
and I think the reason why he's not getting it, I don't think he's out there letting it go. I think he's giving me 86%.
Well, his velocity, every once in a while, he will creep back up to 94.
Yeah.
But so I'm holding my breath on Tristan McKenzie. I really am. I think if he can return to what he was, which is a big if.
Yeah.
Now you've got, between he and Bybee, you've got 2 front of the rotation ace-type pitchers.
And you get Gavin back.
Get Gavin Williams healthy. He's going to make another rehab start. He hasn't made it yet, right? I think he makes
No, he's pitching in Akron this weekend.
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah. Okay.
All right, Jay, speaking of weekend series, the Guardians are about to open up a big one against Toronto. We're going to preview that in a sec after a quick reminder from eBay Motors. Patience, drive, and passion. That's the formula for winning championships. It's also what keeps your ride or die alive. eBay Motors has everything you need to maintain your vehicle and level it up to peak performance. Superchargers, roof racks, exhaust kits, LED headlights, and more. Whether you're into speed, power, or style, eBay Motors has you covered with over 122 million parts for your number one ride or die. You'll always find exactly what you're looking for, and with eBay's Guaranteed Fit, your part is guaranteed to fit your ride every time or your money back, because with eBay Motors, you're burning rubber, not cash. With all the parts you need at the prices you want, it's easy to make your car the MVP and bring home some huge wins. So keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions do apply. eBay's Guaranteed Fit is only available to U.S. customers. Jay, coming up this weekend, a home series against Toronto. Saturday's game, a sellout already. Their 5th of the season. There are limited tickets available for Friday,
Tonight
and Sunday's
Sunday.
game after Toronto. They hit the road to take on the red-hot Baltimore Orioles, and then they take on Kansas City on the road. A big 9-game stretch coming up for the Guardians, Jay. But I want to start with this in terms of the Toronto series. These two teams matched up less than a week ago. Toronto won 2 of 3. Who is the advantage in a rematch that close together? Is it the hitters or the pitchers?
You know, it's so tough. Baseball is unlike any other sport. It's all about the individual pitching matchups. Momentum is the next day's starting pitcher. I don't know that I give anybody an advantage on what happened last weekend. I would say that I'm giving Cleveland a little bit of an advantage for these reasons. They're going to have just about a max capacity for the entire weekend. They're sold out Saturday. They're close to sold out tonight and Sunday. Very, very limited tickets available, a lot of single seats and stuff like that. I think by the end of it with the walk-ups, if the weather stays great, I think all 3 games will be a sellout. So, advantage Guardians on that. But other than that, I think the Guardians are a better team. Not a markedly better team, but they are a slightly better team. What are you going to get from the pitchers? That's the $1 million question. You just don't know.
Today, right?
Cookie is gone. Yeah.
I don't like that.
Another advantage is Jose missed 2 of the 3.
He did
last time because he was having a baby, right?
Yeah, the paternity leave.
Yeah, so you'll have Jose back, so that's an addition right there.
Speaking of, like, who didn't somebody? This is off the beat path, but somebody had a baby during the finals or something. Was that Rudy Gobert?
Yeah.
And he missed, like, the game?
I think he missed 2 games.
He missed 2 games? Like, after the first kid, would you go to that? Or after the first one?
After you had your first kid?
Right, like, y'all got multiple, so, like.
For the second kid, would I go to it?
Yeah.
Yeah, because then when they get older, that'll be a conversation.
If it was the finals.
Dad, you weren't in the well, they never have to know.
You did it for like Milani, my daughter Milani would be like, you did it for Leliana, but you didn't do it for me.
Nah, it was a more. I was gonna see.
So what, is she more important than me?
Yeah, I was.
See, that's how they take it.
Tyvis, at the same time, it's not a regular season game. Like, look, if it's a regular season game, Hosey was exactly where he should have been.
Right.
But if it's the finals,
or the World
Series, it wasn't the finals.
If it was the World Series,
he's saying that it was the finals with Rudy Gobert.
No, it was not. They didn't even make it to the finals. It was this year.
It was against
the Dallas, wasn't it?
It was Dallas, yeah, the series against Dallas.
It was Western Conference Finals,
Wait a
right?
minute.
No, it was Denver, I think. Denver.
I don't remember. Whatever.
It
wasn't the finals. That's all I know. It wasn't the
Okay.
finals.
But it's a
Then
play.
you can't be excused if it's not the finals.
Okay.
If it's the finals, I'll give you 1 day.
One
game.
What? That's fine.
You can't have 2 games.
He's staying for 2.
It was the Nuggets. It was the Nuggets.
Okay.
He missed game 2.
Okay. But I don't know how that. Like I don't know. I think can't you put somebody in for you? Like, hey mom, like go up there, and, like hold her hand or something, bro. Like
No. See, this is your kid.
But I'm just saying.
At what point?
What if we lose?
Is the kid not more important?
They gonna be all right.
You got to get your priorities.
They're going to be all right. Now, listen.
Says the guy with no kids.
I was just going to say that. Tyvis, you and I know how special those moments are. I was there for the birth of both of mine.
Exactly. Yeah.
Full disclosure, these guys, like when Father's Day come around, they get extra credit points. I salute them. They got real world issues. They got people that if they get sick, they be all messed up. I only care about gym shoes and sport jackets. Like at this point, I feel like when you have a kid, you actually can become a man. Thank you. Well, you know what I'm saying. But see,
no, it is different.
It's different.
I once upon a time, I was big into shoes too. Big. And when I found out my wife was pregnant with Kirsten, literally one of the things I thought, I didn't verbalize this because I didn't want to get slapped. But the thing I thought was, baby's gonna need a lot of shoes.
A lot of kids. That's what
there go my Jordans. There go my all.
You know what's funny about that is when I had my first daughter, Layliana, I bought her all the shoes. All the
what?
And the funny thing is, she barely wore any of them.
But what's crazy about that, Tyvis, and you'll experience this when you become a father. When you become a father, something takes over your body.
Right, it's just like,
and it just happens. It's just, you know how my wife used to be a deep sleeper. Deep sleeper. Those kids were born. If I dropped a Q-tip on the floor, what's going on?
What happened?
That's true.
Something happens. Is I get mom hearing, you know? And with dads, I have this image when I knew that I was going to be a father the second time, and I'm like, I feel like I'm the bird, and I got two birds in the nest going.
Right.
They want to be fed.
Yeah.
And that's okay. All of a sudden, all the stuff that I used to love to do for myself, I was selfish, bro. Yeah. I did everything for me.
I swear.
And I was poor, dirt poor. I'm not kidding. No, listen, when I tell you I was poor, my job, Mike will be able to.
First of all, wait a minute. Wait, before you go on, I need to let you know something. Poor is a terrible mindset. You weren't poor. You were broke.
I was poor.
No.
And broke.
Poor is a mindset.
Okay.
You were broke.
You know what? I like that.
Don't say you was poor. It's a mindset that a lot of people can't get out of. But you were broke.
I was broke. And my first job, I made $12,500 a year.
Yeah, you was broke.
Yeah. I was poor too. Okay, that's $1,000. That's roughly $1,000 a month before taxes. All right.
Well, you know,
and
back then, you know.
And so, but whatever little money I had, when I did have extra money in my pocket, all I could think about is, what can I get for Kirsten?
That's funny because I did
what
the same thing.
What can I get for Corey?
I'm like that today.
I am like that to this day. I be
sitting there like, them shoes cost $200.
Yes.
But if my daughter's like, I want a new shirt or something. Oh, here, right here.
Done.
Yeah.
Done.
Wife wants some bam.
And I know
but
you're
me,
sitting there
I'm
going,
like $200.
Geez, listen to this going, it ain't going to happen to me. It will.
I listen. I welcome it. My dad said he missed the whole 80s. He said he missed the whole. He said he didn't know what music was. He said when they play old music like with Michael Jackson, he said I don't remember Michael Jackson because like I just
you needed
blacked
a $200 bat.
Yeah, he was just like doing stuff. Yeah.
I'll guarantee. I remember when Corey back then it was a $300 bat.
Yeah,
Corey said. He made the travel team. He goes, I need to get a new bat. This rec league bat ain't gonna get it.
Yeah, you're right.
and everybody's using the blah 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 blah. Easton 475, 64321, XYZ.
Them Thumper 3X.
Yeah. That literally sounds like a nuclear explosion when you hit the bat.
This bat
so
ain't gonna get
I
it.
said, okay, where do we get this? Easton 687, XYZ 123479.
East Bay.
You got to get it on East Bay.
Yeah.
So we
you got
up.
the magazine.
I
want that one right there.
$329. But you know, you don't even think about it. You're like, hey, it's something my son needs.
Yeah. If they passionate about it,
yes.
Absolutely.
And if they put in the work, like if he wasn't putting in the work and wasn't getting results, I wouldn't have done it.
Yeah.
And I told him that. I'm like, look, he wanted a private batting coach. I'm like, okay, but he's going to give you homework, and I'll know if you do it. Hey, and if you don't do it, the lessons are over.
I'm sorry, McNuggets. I hit you with
So,
the...
G, what do you expect from Jose Ramirez? Right. In his return series against the Blue Jays.
Hey, Jose, yeah. He going to do what Jose do, right? Like, he going to come back and be...
2 home runs?
I got 2 home runs in this series.
Set the over and under at 2.
I got 2 home runs this series.
He has played since, but he missed the Toronto series for the birth of his child. He is back, so this is a little bit of a chance to get revenge isn't the right word, but
he'll get back.
Get back.
I feel like this is, and a lot of time with marketing, people don't want to buy into this. If I'm talking about the Browns, I'm been preaching the importance of winning the home game, the first game against the Cowboys.
Big.
Huge. This is one of those series where the next 3 series coming up, this is pivotal for the way that people is going to receive you, for the way that the city is going to react, because it's a nice story. You 20 games over 500, but when you talk about the Blue Jays, when you talk about you're going to get the Orioles, you're going to get Kansas City, who people now know are starting to come around to understand it ain't the same old Royals year after year.
Right. What's the lead, Mike? Is it 6 games?
For the Guardians?
Yeah.
They are currently 6 games ahead of Kansas City. That's correct.
That's got to be the biggest league in baseball, right?
No, the Mariners have an 8-game lead.
Oh, the West
the
is
Phillies
abysmal.
have a
That's
7-game lead.
Yeah,
the Brewers have a
yeah.
6.5-game lead, and
Wow.
the Dodgers have a 9-game lead.
You know, this is bad for baseball, guys. That's not good for the game.
The only division that's close is the AL East right now, but the Yankees and Orioles are a half game separated. And they're 10 games up on the Red Sox.
And then after that, everybody's done. That's not good for the game.
There's not a single close division race outside the American League East.
And I can't remember the last time that happened. Usually a 6-game lead on the first day of summer. You're cooking.
I think when you look at this, if they can get off to a hot start,
So win the series.
they win this
or
series.
win game one, I mean.
Yeah, win game one. I think it's going to explode because now word is going to get out. These weekends are going to be massive, right?
Yeah.
We ain't even got to, and it's crazy. It's this hot, right? We ain't even got to summer, so people is looking forward to it, Tyvus.
They win this series, and then next series against Baltimore, if they just win 2 of those, I ain't hearing no good story. This is stamped.
Yeah.
Like they are it. Like this team, we talking could potentially win the World Series. Like they beat Baltimore in Baltimore. It's stamped to me. Like that, they are good.
Okay. I want to pump the brakes on that World Series stuff.
Why?
But they've got holes.
So trade deadline coming up.
Right. Well, now
we heard last week he on the phone already today.
No, I know he is. He told us last week I'm going to be on the phone from now until the deadline.
Okay, they acquire some pitching.
They need a pitcher or 2.
I think they need another stick. Because you can't. I don't know if you can count on Rocchio still hitting the ball. I don't know if you can count on Arias.
Rocchio's getting hot though.
But man. I like. Don't get it twisted.
The outfield is hitting. That's the part.
They are hitting.
That's getting me.
But here's the thing. This is you bring up a point, right? Like right now, Mike, the 7, 8, 9 slots in the lineup. And I said this yesterday when I'd come back from the stadium and I watched the end of it here, and I said they had a rally. I think it was in the 7th, maybe the 6th. They had second and third 2 outs, but they were getting to the 7th spot, and I go, rally over.
Yeah.
Rally over. You've got to do your damage in 1 through 6 because 7, 8, and 9 are hitting like 211, 170.
Yeah.
And
you're leaving them ducks on the pond.
You can't do it. You can't have 3 of those hovering around 200s at the bottom of your lineup.
Bo Naylor going to get out of it.
Man, I have not seen signs of it. I haven't seen signs of it, and I'm really concerned.
Last year it was all about offense for him. This year they focused on defense. He gonna figure out he got to meet them both together. It's going.
Yeah.
I say what we at? How many games on the season? It was 86 right now. 92.
No. We're not to the halfway point.
Are we not?
No.
Not yet.
No, I'd say we're 70 games.
I'd say 5 games after the halfway point. That's when he'll
72.
be.
72 in. So
5
we've got
games
9 to go.
5 away from after the halfway point. He gonna.
So 14 games for Tyvus.
Yeah, he gonna take off.
Okay, well we need something because I think it's doing some damage psychologically when you roll him out there and you're hitting 170. Where is his average?
But you know what's
right
inspiring? It's
182.
His brothers.
Okay, well it's up 12 points.
His brother's hitting right now, so he's probably like, you know what?
He's hitting for power. His average is down big too.
Well, he hit the 2 home runs the other day, and then he hit a double. So he's probably looking like, you know what?
In his mind,
it's got to be some type of like if my big brother was like, you're not about to show me up. I got to get out there and do something. It's coming. Like if Josh keep doing, and you got to do something, Bo. Like you can't just let your brother just carry both of y'all.
Kind of like Giannis's brother.
Why you do that though?
That was good, G.
Or Evan's brother.
Why you gonna do that?
All right, guys.
Eli Manning.
You mentioned Isaiah Mobley, Evan Mobley. We'll talk Cavs in a little bit, but a quick reminder, if the Cavs make a coaching hire over the weekend, later today, we will hop on the Ultimate Cavs stream at any point throughout the weekend as quickly as we can to update you guys on said hire, or if Donovan signs an extension, or if any other trades come out, we will hop on the drop of a hat as quick as humanly possible to get you guys updated and instant reaction to whatever moves the Cavs make. So make sure you guys stay tuned to our YouTube page. We asked this question last season, Jay, and our consensus answer was JOK, and it proved to be right. So I want to ask this question again, entering the 2024 season. For the sake of this discussion, DESHAUN Watson is not eligible. This is every other player on the Browns outside of DESHAUN Watson. Which Browns player needs to make the biggest jump from 2023 to 2024 in order for the Browns to reach their ultimate goal? Tyvus, you start us off. We'll go around the horn.
For me, I would say I'm going to go somewhere that doesn't get a lot of recognition, but when it's bad, you know. Left tackle, Jed Wills. If Jed Wills don't have a great season at left tackle this year, and DeShaun is running for his life and causing people to get hurt like Jack Conklin or DeJuan Jones on the other side, then the season's going to go to abysmal. You know, it's very hard to be effective in the run game or the passing game if your left tackle is not good. And obviously, before he got hurt last year, he started to play a lot better. Still not to where you want a premier left tackle to be, but it was good enough to get through a lot of games, but he's got to take it another step. It can't be that we have to worry about the left side of the line, because what that does, if you need help all the time on the left side, it hurts what you could do offensively. But tight end has to be on that side, or we got to have a running back chip. Like, it's hard to get timing going with an offense, and we got to constantly help a spot. So for me, Jed Wills has to have that big jump. Plus, it's a contract year for you anyways. If the Browns ain't going to pay you, somebody need to pay you. You got to be able to get a bag after this season, so you got to play above and beyond yourself. So Jed Wills is my answer.
I actually like that. I was going to go ahead with that one too, but I'm able to pivot and switch on the fly.
Oh, I could have pivoted and switched. You should have told me. I would have went somewhere else. I had another guy.
I got about 2-3 guys.
Okay. I've got two, and I've got a question before I answer as to whether or not one of them counts.
These two dudes, these are fringe dudes. They're fringe starters. See, I'm going to give you one offense. Elijah Moore, bro. What's going on, bro?
Why you going to do that, though?
Come on, bro. Listen, right now.
That was one of my two.
Elijah Moore, we know, I know what Jerry Jeudy, to me, I already know what Jerry Jeudy going to do. He going to get 1,000. You know, I already know Amari Cooper going to get his 1,000. I need to see, he might get 1,100. That's all he does. Elijah Moore, I need you to bump this right up here up to probably about an 800. If you give me an 840, 830, somewhere in there, but I need your catches to be up. I don't need you to be dropping the ball. I need your yards after contact to be up. You need to be the Wes Welker. You need to be the Julian Edelman. You need to be getting these yards, moving and changing, doing things like that. I need you to be on that. On defense, this is a guy that we don't even talk about. He's the most forgettable starter that we got.
Who?
Juan Thornhill.
Oh, he's not forgettable. I talked about him the other day.
Well, I mean, you got the number one. And when you got here from Kansas City, we thought you was bringing them big plays with you from Kansas City. No. Not just the name and the championship.
He did make several big plays.
Yeah. I need him to be on the field.
That's the number one thing.
I need him to be out there.
Be healthy.
And I need you not to be taking the angles that's terrible. I need you to be you see his angle. You know, I've been watching the film. His angle game be terrible, Tyvus. You know that. You know that. That's how you know I be watching. I done watched all these games already over. I had to get re-indoctrinated with him. I said, that's a bad egg. Come on, Juan. Listen, tackling around the shoulders, stuff like that. Listen,
there's a picture of it.
There it is. Come on, now you reaching.
Looks like he got a handful.
You're reaching right there.
Got a handful of air.
My thing is, if Juan Thornhill can get to a position where he playing like he played at Kansas City, and we can solidify the secondary, that's another way the Browns can get to winning the Super Bowl. They got a lot of potential with Delbert, Thornhill, Ward, Emerson, Newsome. I like Mitchell. I like all them dudes back there. If they can get to a point where they come up and they're in no-fly zone type cats. You know how when a no-fly zone was out there moving around and had them 3 corners?
They do that.
Do nothing.
They do that.
That puts you. When you get to that point, like in Seattle or when you had with Denver, and they can't throw the football, you win championship.
What was he as a calf last year? He was dealing with a calf injury.
Yeah,
a lot of
was
stuff.
a calf.
And Delpit was a groin.
Yep.
Man, they better be doing some soft tissue and some stretching and some yoga this year.
Yeah,
This
man.
all season.
Prehab.
Yeah.
I hate prehab.
I did too. But
You got to stay healthy, though. I mean,
It works.
What question did you have? Because
So-
you still ain't say who I thought.
by the way, Moore's was my number 2. If my number 1 qualifies.
Yes, he does.
Yeah, I changed.
He does?
Yeah, I changed the rule. You can have 2 now.
No, that's not the question. My answer is Elijah Moore if my real answer doesn't qualify.
Why
Okay.
would he not qualify?
Because he wasn't on the Browns last year.
Okay.
Jerry Jeudy?
Yes.
That counts. That's
okay.
100%. Yeah.
Jerry Judy's my guy. I don't need middling numbers from Jerry Judy.
Was for him to pan out and you say, all right, I like.
Oh, I need 1,000 minimum. Like you said, he's going to get a minimum. Oh, no. I need a minimoski of 1,000.
Like just that bare minimum.
That's it. That's 60 yards a game, guys. With no room in there for a 100-yard game.
Yeah.
I need minimoski 1,200 from him. 1,200. You know why?
That's Cooper's number.
This offense is supposed to be juicy.
That is wild too. We're gonna have to strike that from the record, bro. That is true. Y'all gonna have to find a new
I've
name.
never heard an offense referred to as juicy.
It's got a lot of pop to it.
No. You right, Jay. That's crazy. I've never heard nothing in football referred to as juicy. Nothing in football.
That's
Not the
almost
locker
off
room.
limits.
Yes, it is.
I've never used the phrase, but I understood what he was saying. So there you go.
Well, I think we all understood. We all understood that what it sounds like is
Yeah.
TNT.
Yeah.
It's going to be explosive.
Exactly.
It's going to be dynamic.
Yes.
You know what, though? I've heard that for 4 years.
Well,
Yeah.
I've heard that for 4 years.
Yeah.
Last year, 2 weeks into camp, I heard guys that were out there every day, Tyvis, saying,
wait a minute.
You're not going to recognize this offense.
Wait a minute.
Jay, we're going to get to that. We're going to get to that.
Okay.
I don't want to dive into that yet, but give me a little more.
Okay.
Give me a little more on Jerry Jeudy, because that was an answer I think is very reasonable.
Yes, I
And
just
1,200's a lofty goal,
and
but
it is. But you know what? He was that guy coming out of college.
He was.
I'm not asking for him to do something that no one ever expected he was going to do. If it took 4 years for him to get to 1,200, people will forget about the first 3. But if you don't do it eventually, your potential cannot be used in the first sentence to describe a player after he's in the league for 3 years, 4 years.
Yeah.
Remember with Njoku, I kept saying, guys, potential doesn't cash checks.
It did for him.
It did. And that's why I was a little disappointed that they made him the second or third highest paid tight end in the game.
But
I said, off of what? Potential.
Did he pay it off for you, though?
Yes.
Okay.
Finally.
So he paid off for you.
But that's the extreme limit. Njoku's been in the league 6 years, guys.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Maybe 7. How many years has Njoku been in the league?
I believe
He
7.
got
I'll
in
double check.
17.
Dude has been around forever.
This will be year
And
7
finally
for
in
him.
year 7, boom, he pops.
Hey.
I can't have that with Jerry Jeudy.
And we're not.
He's got to pop now.
It is 7 years. This will be his 8th season coming up.
That's nuts, guys.
And we can't do the same thing with Darius Garland,
No.
but that's another quote.
we're going to talk about that, actually.
You'll wait me out 8 years. We can't. I'm with you. I gotta have 1,000. Now, if he give me 1,000 and double-digit touchdowns,
That's different, yeah.
now I'll say, okay, we'll figure it out. But under no circumstances we can't be doing it's 800.
Do you know what the Browns are expecting him to do? Become WR1.
Yeah.
That's what they're expecting him to do.
That's what
That's
they
why
paid
they
him,
made
right?
that move.
Yeah.
They made that move because they know that Amari is probably at the apex of his potential, of his
Yes.
production.
Yes.
So they're thinking, handing off the baton. Right now, Amari's wide receiver 1. They've got a guy in the wings who has wide receiver 1 potential. They didn't bring him here to get 600 or 800 yards.
Yeah, no.
That's going to be Elijah Moore part 2.
We can't.
That won't be good enough.
He better not get there. I feel like they're going to force feed him the ball anyway. You got to. Like, at least.
Spoon-fed.
Yeah, like we got to justify the reason making this move.
Even
with Elijah Moore.
I want to see Juicy.
Even with Elijah Moore, they tried different things to make sure he got yards. And
they
tried
gave
to
him
make
the ball off the bus.
Yeah, they did everything.
And he still couldn't get yardage.
And
running around backwards.
It was some more. That's some other things there. But you know what? I respect both of y'all answers. But at the end of the day, my answer beats both of y'all because without me, it doesn't matter what. You can be streaking wide open, but if he ain't got nobody blocking,
right answer.
it's over.
Jed Wills is glaring. Like Jed Wills can derail. Like there's nothing like an offensive tackle. He can derail every series if he wanted to.
Yeah.
You get a nice little screen pass to Chubb or Deontay Foreman or whatever, and it's we got some laundry bag. Jay Wills was backside.
Yeah.
35 yards from the play with no bearing on the play, but he tackled somebody in the ankles. What are you doing?
We've seen it.
What?
We've seen that happen.
What if I said Jerome Ford?
It's a good answer, I think.
Thank you.
Because somebody's got to become RB1.
Well, I think that. Well, I know Nick Chubb says he wants to be ready week 1. But even if he is ready week 1, I still think it's going to take a while for him to get back to being Nick Chubb because it's a mental thing. You got to get back into the groove of playing.
And they'll nurse him along. They're not going to give him 25 carries a week.
So with that being said, it's still carries out there to be had. And if you think about this Ken Dorsey offense, the running back is the ones that get kind of exiled out of it. But could it be because at the time Buffalo didn't have a really good running back to begin with?
Maybe
that could be a thing. So
is that a chicken or an egg situation?
Yeah. So if Jerome Ford actually got some ability, because it's not like they just ask him to run the ball, they're gonna ask him to catch the ball and all type of things. So he's got to take another jump. Now, don't get me wrong, he had moments last year where he broke some runs. What I did notice is if you go back and watch his top 5 plays from last year, 4 of the 5 plays that he had a long run was out of shotgun. Did you know that?
Well, listen, we talked about that a lot last year, about how the team can still have success running the ball out of shotgun. You don't have to just because you get under center doesn't mean you have to hand off the ball. Mm-hmm. And just because you're in shotgun doesn't mean you have to throw the ball.
Correct.
But I didn't realize that 4 of his best 5 runs were out of shotgun.
They show his top 5 plays, and I believe 4 of them was out of shotgun.
That's interesting.
Long runs out of shotgun.
This year is going to be so interesting because you don't know what they're going to run. Like, even when DeShaun Watson was quarterback.
I just know it's going to be juicy.
Yeah, they telling me it's all that.
Juicy on 3.
Oh my gosh, you can't break the huddle on Juicy. That's crazy, bro.
It's a really,
that would be hysterical.
It's a really
Can you
good
imagine the mic'd up
song.
clips and Hard Knocks?
If
they start doing that.
Juicy on 3.
Hey, to me, I'm looking at it like
that'd be worse than the DB breakdown last year.
That DB breakdown when they did the Temptations backslide.
Yeah, that didn't hit, did it?
That's terrible. Like, and stop wearing all that. Like, listen, for them to be as good as they is or solid, their swag is on a 4. They got wristbands around them. It's crazy.
You gonna cut this out,
man?
Right
but bro, when they out
there
playing and these DB OGs out there. I'm like, bro, y'all they had to get that nasty 2-2 off of Delpit. The numbers ain't even right. Like, I
don't want to comment on that again. The last time I got
they got a corner with a 0. Like, come on, bro. And then what's the name? Just Newsom has a lot of stuff. Like, I'm like, you a DB, you can't. He got lineman cleats on. Like, he got high tops.
No, he don't.
Like, it looked like he don't.
Lineman cleats.
He got lineman cleats. You know the lineman cleats that be rubber, just rubberized.
I gotta go look it up.
He got them Air Batonios on, bro. Them Air Batonios.
I gotta look that up.
Rubber cleats.
That rubber. They just the road graders.
You not about to do that. I gotta look now. Hold on.
He got a lot of stuff on Tyvus. He's the dude that
it's not.
He got a lot of stuff.
2 years ago.
Yeah, now he want to get recent pictures. Let me get a picture off Instagram. No, you saw he got a lot of stuff on.
Yeah, now these is debates.
I do think the Browns should have a swag coordinator, and I think it should be G. Bush.
He got the
D'Anthony Bell, get your boys together.
This
you
man,
came in here.
This man got the vape cleat. Now, what I will say is, with the white socks and the black cleats, I don't really.
You can't do that.
Yeah, I don't like
it's
that.
It's either
part.
white on white or black on black. Yeah. Segregation. And everybody knows what the segregation down below is. You can't have both at the same time. And he got black cleats with the white. They got to be all black. He got the big white.
He do that.
What is that? What is those? What are those?
Bro, those look like Johnny Unitas.
Oh my God. Those aren't it. They are not it. Denzel, get your people together. Denzel got
wear the same one.
I don't know. Denzel got a big jersey too. He got the shoulder pads like Bernie had, like the arm.
He 1990s shoulder pads.
The show. I'm like, dang, Denzel, you got Dan Marino.
You not gonna do this. You're not gonna keep doing this.
It's true.
I asked the chat, by the way, of your 4 answers, who they thought needed to take the biggest jump.
Yeah.
A very, very close race.
I think all the answers are good.
Hundreds of votes, by the way.
Jerry Judy.
Okay.
With 5%, Juan Thornhill. With 12%, Elijah Moore. With 40%, Jerry Judy. And with 42%, Jed Wills.
Wow.
So there you go. Jed Wills, the people's choice for the Brown outside of DeShaun Watson, who was ineligible for this, to make the biggest jump from 2023 to 2024 for the Browns to reach their ultimate
I think
goal.
all of those guys, it's important that all those guys make
all
the
of them
biggest
got to be better this year.
It's funny, the 4 I had written down, plus Jerome Ford was my outside candidate, were the 4 we mentioned in Jerome Ford. So I think we nailed that
now
on the head.
If you had mentioned which has to make the biggest jump in the second half of the season, I would have said Myles Garrett.
I would have told you, and then I would have followed that and said Zadarius Smith.
Whoa, that's another one we completely missed.
Yeah.
I know he got a haircut, Zadarius, but hopefully that come with 5 sacks.
He got a coupon for 5 free sacks.
Brought that in. I know you got your theatrics. I see you rolling around. You do your.
We definitely missed Zadarius Smith. But
we let him completely off the hook.
We did.
Well, the reason I didn't have him on my preliminary list is I just think Alex Wright's going to end up surpassing him on the depth chart. And Alex Wright is a guy who you also could have considered here.
Yeah, no, you might be right on that.
I am all in on the Alex Wright bandwagon.
I'm all in on the double O bandwagon. I think that Zadarius provides versatility. The best thing about him is that he can slide down on obvious pass downs. He can be your D tackle as a pass rusher.
Yeah.
What's crazy is we had to take Deshaun Watson out of this conversation.
Right.
Or it wouldn't have been a question.
Actually, to be truthful, if they had this, if we had a rule, if we had a no Deshaun Watson week, where no questions we asked had anything to do with Deshaun Watson.
That'd be hard.
That'd be hard. That's crazy. Because he's the answer for everything.
He really is.
All right, guys,
and he is the answer.
Yes.
Talk a little Cavs here. A quick reminder that if you love sports as much as I do, and I know you do, you don't want them to stop just like it's happening in the real world. Game 6 of the NHL Stanley Cup is tonight. It could be the end of meaningful playoff sports for a while. But even as they wind down and we get fewer and fewer games, the sports don't stop sportsing because FanDuel is here to pick us up. FanDuel lets you bet on sports going on whenever you want and whenever there's sports happening. All you have to do is open the app and dream up bets at any time you're in the mood. This summer, FanDuel is hooking up all customers with a boost or a bonus daily. That's right, there's something for everyone every day all summer long. So head over to FanDuel.com/UCSS and start making the most out of your summer. FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of Major League Baseball and the ultimate Cleveland sports show.
Ayo!
We have True or False coming up after the quick Cavs segment. We have talked about this a little bit in the past, but with G here, with Jay here, with Tyvis here, I thought it was appropriate time to bring this back up. The Boston Celtics were patient with Jaylen Brown. They allowed him to develop. He was a decisive player, divisive fan Yes.
whipping boy.
Yes. He was a guy people loved, a guy people hated. They gave him time after time after time. The largest contract in NBA history belongs to Jaylen Brown, and he proved the Celtics right this season by ending up as your NBA Finals MVP. He also won the Eastern Conference finals MVP trophy as well. Is there a scenario, guys, where Darius Garland can be Cleveland's version of Jaylen Brown, where he gets time and patience and eventually turns into the player the Cavs had paid for?
I'm going to start that because I know I'm probably going to be the only one that says this. But yes, he can. I think he can. I never would have guessed that Jaylen Brown could have done what he's done. Where he was and where he is, there is an ocean between the two. Mm-hmm. Darius Garland is kind of where Jaylen Brown was.
Yeah, he is.
Now, do I think that's going to happen? I wouldn't bet the house on it. In fact, I think it's more likely than not that he won't.
Yeah.
But I do think it's possible he could, because we have seen flashes of greatness from him. Mm-hmm. I don't think we properly weighted how much the injury impacted his season last year. I don't think we did. Because when you can't eat solid foods for the length of time that he couldn't eat solid foods, mm-hmm. and you lose the amount of weight that he lost, that takes a dramatic impact on this sport. Is an endurance sport. And I don't think he ever had it. And I think it compounded itself to where it was a self-fulfilling prophecy. He knew he was a shell of himself. He went out and played like he was a shell of himself. Mm-hmm. Next season, he gets a brand new clean slate, provided he's here. I think that'll be the best thing for Darius Garland. I know he can play like an all-star. I've seen it.
Yeah.
We have to see it with Donovan Mitchell on the court as well. And what an amazing story that would be if they won a championship and Darius Garland was the lead dog to get them there. Why not? I believe in miracles.
I just see his face.
G, you get to go last.
I see his face.
G is just like a simmering teapot right now.
It's sad because everybody knows my answer because I've always been a Darius Garland fan. He's been my favorite Cavalier. So absolutely he could be that version of me because this is a guy that guys around the league were saying, watch out for this guy. He is really good. They were going. I think Draymond Green said that Darius Garland is going to be a top player in this league at some point. So he absolutely has all the intangibles. The thing is, I think you're right. Like I say, personally, I always say I don't know what's going on in his personal life, but the injury definitely did because he couldn't finish at the rim. That was one of the big things. He would dribble, cross you over, go to the rim, and try to finish. It was kind of like how Kyrie was. He would dribble and go to the rim and be a great finisher. And he lost the ability to finish at the rim. You know, he was getting fouled hard, and at that time, McNuggets pointed out that the refs were going away from calling a lot of fouls at the time at the rim. So he wasn't getting the calls that he was used to getting. He put the weight back on. He still had the shot. I mean, the shot was still there. He just didn't take a lot of them. But I think once he gets that finishing back and he gets his confidence back, because that's the big thing that was gone. His confidence seemed like it was gone as far as being a true playmaker. If he gets that back, he has all the qualities to be good. I don't care about the 6'1" thing. If he can take care of the basketball and not turn it over, he gets the finishing ability back. Why can't he?
Can I ask you a question about confidence? In basketball, there's an alpha dog. Mm-hmm. And when he was an all-star, he was the alpha dog.
Yes.
And now that sweatshirt has been ripped off his back.
Yeah.
He doesn't have that.
Correct.
Can he regain the full confidence without being the alpha dog?
I think we've seen it. I mean, I could point out a game. What game?
No, not in a micro. I mean,
for a full season.
Yeah, look, I don't have any. On any given night, the guy can go for 40 if he wanted to.
So let me ask you this. When LeBron went to Miami, did Wade lose his alpha dog?
I think it took a year. Mike, help me on this. Maybe 2 for them to get fully comfortable with who was Batman and who was Robin.
This is crazy.
Hey,
that's crazy, dog. That's crazy.
Am I right?
I mean, you look at the first finals they played together the first year.
That wasn't
LeBron it's the one real black mark on LeBron's resume.
Yeah, he was terrible.
Him coming up short in the finals.
Sure.
And Wade previously not only had won a finals, but had been the alpha dog.
Yes.
It took him that second year to really gel and mesh together. Same with Bosch, too.
And that's my point. And they did. They had that third element in Bosch trying to figure out how is this thing going to work. The Batman and Robin question to me has always been fascinating. I think people were trying to figure out in Miami if it was LeBron or if it was Dwayne. And I think the ultimate answer was it can be LeBron most nights, but in big spots, it can be D-Wade.
Yeah.
And I think the Cavs need to get to a similar spot where it can't always be Donovan Mitchell.
I thought they got there because I can't remember the game. What was the game, Mike, that he waved off Donovan? Donovan
was against the Bulls on Valentine's
Yeah, he
Day.
spent Caruso, hit him with the step back and trade the thing.
Y'all hear
we needed to see a lot more of that.
Exactly, but I'm saying it's still there.
You talk about Caruso in January? When the snow
I'm talking about, the one of the guy that was a 2-time all-defensive player. Yeah, what about
what's
him?
your answer to this, G?
I thought the Bulls.
I see you simmering there.
No, I'm just sitting here. First of all, let's debunk the whole D-Wade thing. Stop bringing his name up. 2010, D-Wade, 27 points, 5 rebounds, and 7 assists. Stop telling me about D-Wade. Darius Garland has never sniffed those numbers and won't approach him. He's nowhere near on that level.
What's the numbers again?
Let's go right back. 27 points.
Okay.
5 rebounds, 7 assists for D-Wade.
What was
not sniffing.
And
21 in his All-Star year. I'll give you 21 and 8. That's it.
Hey, 21 and 8 is good.
Hey,
It's not like it's miles
I'm about
apart.
to say, I can't believe you acting like this.
And you lost to the Hawks in the play-in
Wait a
game
minute.
at home.
Wait,
you lost to the Brooklyn Nets on the.
Was this year with D-Wade with LeBron? Or
Yes, that's with him.
LeBron.
That's
Okay.
together.
Okay, go ahead. This is year 1?
This is year 1.
Okay.
Still smoking. They ready to go. Now let's get to this Darius Garland situation. Here's the problem with Darius. Here's the problem people got. See, they remember things a little differently, but I have to be sobering and just give you the stats. I'm just saying, I'm not a stat guy. I'm a feel guy. I'm an emotional guy. But let's just give you the stats to just show you. I'm an emotional guy. April 25th, he had 5 points against the Orlando Magic. 5 whole points. Donovan Mitchell, the series he was hobbling around and couldn't even stand up. That series, he had 5. The next game, he came back with a whopping 14 points. Came back. Yeah, look, hey, he got to the crib, he had 23. You're like, oh, Darius is back. He got 23 and 21. And then that was all he did in the playoffs. It was over. 23 and 21 was the best he was going to get against Orlando because he came back against the Magic May 5th and had a whopping 12 points. Follow that up with the first game against Boston, 14 points. Follow that back up after you down 0-2 with another 14-point performance and 15 points on May 11 against Boston. Oh, and they closed him out in the series. He had 11 points. Give me Caruso. You talking about, listen, at least Caruso is what, an all-NBA type defensive player? And we two times? Darius Garland ain't got none of this. This guy's giving 11, 12 points. And this Jaylen Brown conversation is not valid. First and foremost, Jaylen Brown has always been a better basketball player. He was ranked higher in high school. He was ranked higher coming out of college. McNuggets, you know that. ESPN has him at a 93 overall. Darius Garland, 96 for Jaylen Brown. And let's not forget, he's 6'1". And I argue, does not have one elite skill or trait. Rebuttal it.
I agree with you. I'm on your side.
Okay, so Jaylen, he's not an elite shooter. Who are you talking about? Darius Garland. He's not an elite shooter off the dribble. He's not an elite shooter coming off screens. He's not lightning quick. He's not a finisher like Kyrie Irving around the basket. He doesn't create for others, and he turned the ball over all the time, like a walking. You take it, Willie, in crunch time too.
I give you all that. That's the recent description of where we are now with him. But I also think that you said people tend to forget what some of his numbers were in big games last year. I think people also forget how good he was before Donovan Mitchell got to town.
Was it he was that good? Or the expectation levels for the Cavs were at a different place?
Well, no, I'm just saying with my eyeballs. With my eyeballs, I'm like, this guy is a baller.
I think he was that good because
I do too.
It was the ability to get everybody else involved. The thing was, when he was off the court, they had nothing. But when he was on the court,
he could start offense.
He could score. He can get you to score. Like that was it.
So you and I are in the camp that this is possible.
And
it's not an
I'm not
impossible
really
task.
hearing. What was LeBron's stats in the second finals with D-Wade that first year when they went to the finals? How many points? I think
LeBron in that final with Dallas, when he lost, I think he averaged like a triple-double, like 17, 11, 11 or something, but it was his lowest totals of all time.
No, he was not good against Dallas.
I can't believe you just sat there and said that.
Mike,
he a triple-double. He wasn't averaging no triple-double.
He almost did. Yeah,
no, he did not. He pulled
LeBron averaged 18, 7, and 7 in the finals.
Yeah.
Okay. 18, 7, and 7, right?
Yeah, so don't sit there. One of the guys who people say is the best of all time. He didn't do well in a finals appearance, but he was able to turn that around. So Darius.
Whoa! Are we saying that Darius Garland?
No, what I'm saying is we've seen people not show up, but then come back and show up again.
Yes. Yeah, but you kind of lost me with the LeBron.
I'm just saying. I'm not saying they're the same people.
No,
That's
not what I'm saying. But LeBron had already been at that level at a much higher level. All I'm saying
is people that has not performed in big games but have turned it around. Why can't Darius do like that?
Let me the reason that the Darius Garland thing, the ship sailed for me, the ship sailed, is
it's out to sea.
You had Donovan Mitchell, who was clearly hurt. You had Jared Allen, who was clearly not playing. You have Evan Mobley, who had a sprained ankle, who was hobbling around. It was games where it was you and one of the Morris twins, and you still didn't pull up. How you not pull up? You got your all-stars out. That's the game. That's the 11 points, 44 minutes. Come on, 4-17. Come on, no, it's not gonna work. And when you talk about Jaylen Brown, and we'll bring it back all at once. Jaylen Brown plays a position in which it is coveted in the NBA. He is a 3-and-D wing. He's versatile. He can score inside. He can score outside. He can post. Did you see the way he locked Luka up? He said it was a play in the playoffs. He told his coach, Mazzulla, hey, if Luka want to score, he gonna have to do it full court. I'm picking him up 90 feet. Somebody else gonna have to. That level of ability to do that is ridiculous. And the thought that the Celtics didn't retool around them, they consistently retool around them.
Well, I think you're making an argument that they're different players.
They're different players.
They're completely different players. I think that would be foolish to argue that they're the same player. They're clearly not. We're asking, can Garland fill the role at a different position that Jaylen Brown filled? I want your opinion, Mike.
You guys know I like Darius. I'm not trading Darius. I made it very clear. Unless you're getting a legitimate all-star wing back, I'm not trading him for two solid role guys on the wing. I don't think. We saw Dallas, who had a bunch of role guys at the wing position. All their guys collapsed under the pressure of the finals. That's not the recipe for success. So as much as I like Darius Garland, I'm more on G's side with this, that I don't think he could become the Cavs' quote-unquote version of Jaylen Brown, because I don't think he's good enough to be either the best and or second best player on a championship team. He might be your third, but I don't think he has the potential to be the best or the second best, because even when he was at his peak, when he made an all-star team prior to Donovan Mitchell coming, when he made a solid first season with Donovan, at least by the counting stats, he's still between 8 and 12 and maybe a little even lower on the top point guards in the league list. And I don't think the second best player on a championship team.
Where was he 3 years ago?
Between 7 and 12. I mean, I have to go back and look specifically at that season.
Yeah, you moved him up one spot, but maybe. I just think his ranking in the league was higher before Donovan Mitchell got to town.
I have to go back and look at that season specifically, but I think at his peak, and it's because that position is such a talented position across the league.
It's dripping with talent.
Good.
And Mike,
and he's an undersized guard, which I know he's a different position than Jaylen Brown, but you're always going to be more patient with a guy with elite size at a premium position than you are going to be at an undersized position.
Yeah, he may not get that much time.
Yeah, so I like Darius. Trust me, I like Darius. But can he be the Cavs version of Jaylen Brown, which is you give all the benefit of the doubt and patience beyond what he probably has earned? I don't know if you can give that to an undersized point guard in the same way you can to a guy, a 6'7" wing who defends at that level.
So let me ask this question. Can a team win with the financial constraints and the cap with the contract that's his size? Because the problem here is not just how much you're paying him. That means that there's less to pay others. And if you have made up your mind that Darius Garland isn't that guy, then I think you do got to move on from him.
Yeah, but with the new salary cap and the CBA agreement, there's not many teams that can just absorb that contract. Like,
No, I get it.
It's not as easy as just turning.
No,
that
and that's why he's such an albatross. Honestly,
I got a question
the
for you.
contract at this point has become a hindrance to the team's success. And if that's the case, you got to somehow, some way wiggle out of it.
I will say the new TV deal kicks in 2 years, I believe.
Not next year.
Not next year, the year after.
Yes.
It'll be much more palatable. And, like, he's making $43 million. Jaylen
Yeah.
Brown got the richest contract in NBA history at $62 million. Jason Tatum's going to sign the richest contract in NBA history in a couple weeks. That's going to be $67 million. God. So it's going up. So in a year, Garland's contract is not going to be as much of an albatross.
No,
but
it
right
won't.
now, to your point, it's difficult to get off it just because of the moving pieces, and the Cavs are right on the line of a luxury tax team. And then once Mobley and Donovan sign their extensions,
they are
right up against the second apron of luxury tax. That makes it even more difficult. Tyvis, last question, then we got to get true or false in. What's up?
Real quick, it won't take that long. So you know how Jaylen Brown coming in the league, he was defensively and he had to get his offensive game going. Would you be more patient with Garland or Isaac Okoro? Because he's a
Garland,
defensive
not even
guy.
close.
Okay.
Neither.
I just wanted to ask because he's a defensive guy who had potential of shooting. He was shooting 41% from three once upon a time.
I'm sitting in Coral to like the Rapid City Thunder or something.
All right, we're going to move on to true or false, guys. Get your boards, Tyvis. I got to read, pass them out, and then we will get into the rematch.
That's
6 months
good,
into
geez.
waiting. eBay Motors is a sponsor of the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show. Passion, drive, and patience. That's the formula for winning championships.
crazy.
It's also what keeps your ride or die alive. eBay Motors has everything you need to maintain your vehicle and level it up to peak performance. Superchargers, roof racks, exhaust kits, LED headlights, and more. Whether you're into speed, power, or style, eBay Motors has you covered. With over 122 million parts for your number one ride or die, you'll always find exactly what you're looking for. And with eBay's Guaranteed Fit, your part is guaranteed to fit your ride every time or your money back, because with eBay Motors, you're burning rubber and not cash. With all the parts you need at the prices you want, it's easy to make your car the MVP and bring home some big-time wins. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply. eBay's Guaranteed Fit is only available to U.S. customers. It is time, fellas. It is true or false. It is the rematch we've all been waiting for, and Tyvis is putting true up for the first question already. We'll see if he changes it.
See, that's
Jay
silly.
is
That's
the
crazy.
defending champ, and today's
Rain Man, I just know. I just know it's true.
Today's subject of true or false is Guardians utility infielder, outfielder, rookie extraordinaire, best hair in the team.
The skinny
Daniel
Thor.
Schneeman.
He's the skinny Thor.
Steve, hit the music and let's play true or false.
I
to
know
wrap
it's
up
true.
today's YouTube show.
I got
Book it.
Schneeman's name is AKA the Ultimate Wingman. That's the guy you need. With
Oh, you want to take him out to the club with you?
He's Mr. Barley House. We need him in the club.
Because you know the hair is going to draw attention from the
It's
ladies.
ready to go.
It's extensions.
They're going to ask what he uses, what kind of conditioner he uses.
Extendo.
Guys, we're up against the clock because we're going over to KYC.
yeah.
So
That's right.
let's get started.
Let's roll.
Steve, hit the music. Question number one.
I got to stand on it.
Daniel Schneeman was the 1,003rd pick in the 2018 MLB draft.
Oh, come
It's
on.
either all true
no
or all
idea.
false.
This guy.
No idea.
So you got to pick the draft and the pick
It's
number?
either all true or all
have-
false.
I
Trust
have
me.
no
I'm not messing with y'all here. Was he the 1,003rd pick?
Let me look. It's been on the board.
I know this. It was late. He was like a 35th round draft pick. So I'm going to say true.
We have two trues and a false, and G, if you're right, you're in the lead, but you're wrong. He was the 1,003rd pick.
What I say?
I told you
2018
before the
MLB
question even
draft.
came.
Yeah, so do you really get credit for that?
Yes.
You threw a dart with a blindfold on and you hit the board.
You know my win-loss ratio.
Okay,
That
then
is
put this answer down already.
false.
Number two, Daniel Schneeman's father played basketball at Southwestern College. True or false? Was Daniel Schneeman's father a collegiate basketball player?
Wow.
Once again, all true or all false?
I have not heard that. And I feel like I would have.
Jay says true. Tyvis says true. G says false. The answer is True. His father was a collegiate basketball player at Southwestern College. We're off to a 2-2 start.
I am not about to lose this. It's not happening. I'm locked in today. Come on, McNuggets.
Next up, question number 3. True or false? Daniel Schneemann is older than David Fry. True or false?
Jeez.
Boy, I'm thinking they've got to be very close in age. Very close.
We have a false from G, a false from Titus, a false from J. 3 falses, 3 correct answers. David Fry is 28 years old.
Just
Daniel
die.
Schneemann is
Just let it
27.
die.
I thought he was 27. One of the few things I knew for certain about him.
Next up, guys. We talked about Daniel Schneemann's hair. But true or false, Daniel Schneemann still had his signature beard when he was drafted 1,003rd out of BYU. Did he have the beard when he was drafted or no? G. Bush with another false answer. Tyvis with the false. Jay still thinking. 3 falses. 3 correct answers again.
That's the purity clause. You can't have a beard in BYU.
That's exactly right.
And you can't
That's
be
exactly
in,
right.
That's exactly what I thought.
And you can't be in nobody's dorms. And you got to be there.
And you got to do a mission
afterwards.
for 2 years.
Listen, you got to love everybody. Like.
So through 4 questions, Jay and Tyvis tied 4-4 apiece. G has 2.
The first time the purity clause has ever been invoked on the program.
Ever.
And probably the last.
The last time.
Tyvis, you and I pitching a perfect game.
Right.
Speaking of perfect,
unbelievable.
True or false? Daniel Schneemann hit an RBI double off Jake Irvin, on the very first pitch he saw in his MLB career. Is that true?
I feel like
false?
I feel like I didn't see that. I feel like I
Dang it, Tyvis.
Tyvis and Jay say true.
Why
G
you
says
can't just
false.
be-
The answer is true, and the
True, I
perfect
remember
game
it.
continues.
Just
Wow,
pick-
we're 5 for 5,
pick
bro.
something else.
It was against the Washington Nationals last month.
Man, I thought he had a. Oh, man.
I thought you
Next
didn't know
up.
anything about the guy. Oh, you
I
didn't
know
do no
more than I
story.
thought. I knew that one was true. I watched the game.
Question number 6. Daniel Schneemann was born in Alaska.
Oh, my God.
So you would know
True or
this.
false?
I have no idea. I
think I was in the chat and somebody said something about Trajan Langdon, and that's the only thing I know about the Alaskan assassin. So I'm gonna just say they brought that up because of the fact that he was from there too. I'm gonna go with true.
True for G.
I have no idea.
Tyvis is staring down Jay.
Yeah, I have no idea. You know what?
Tyvis, you're the reason that they gave different color tests
What'd
out
you
in
say?
college. Stop cheating.
Oh, shoot. Is this the last one?
No, it's not the last one.
Okay.
Jay says false. Tyvis has true, which means we will have a new leader in the clubhouse. Let's see who it is, Steve.
Let's
It is
go!
Jay.
Let's
He's
go,
a San
baby!
Diego kid. He was
Yeah.
born in San Diego,
you know that?
California.
I thought he was a California kid. That's why I said false. I wasn't for sure, but look at him. He's a surfer dude.
We have 2 more questions.
Oh,
Tyvis. Still
my
time.
God, I gotta go 8 innings
Still
for a
time.
perfect game.
We always do 8. We've done 6 so far.
All right.
True or false? Daniel Schneemann has played 7 different positions already this season.
You know this answer?
I think I know it. Yeah.
Before we flip it, let me make something clear real quick.
Darn
Let's put
it.
it back down just in case. DH is counted as a position.
Oh, you did not say
that's
that.
why I'm making sure DH does count as a position.
Okay.
I want to make that clear so you could DH does count as a position.
Yeah, it's true.
True.
DH
True.
is technically not a position. It's a spot in the batting order.
It's listed as a position on Baseball Reference, which is why I gave
Because
it.
Yeah.
Why you say that? I had it. That was
because
because I would have missed it. I would have missed it on false pretense.
The answer is true.
Comeback.
I knew he had played 6 because I'd read that.
I had him.
But that's why I said nope. It's not 7. But
that's unbelievable.
You wouldn't want to tie me that way. That's a trick question. Once he.
I didn't mean to trick you guys. I should have clarified it in the question.
It should have been in the question. You're right. But I'm glad you fixed it. Otherwise, because I would have said no. He's not.
Exactly.
Because you cannot play the position of DH. You can bat in the slot as a DH, but designated hitter is not. A position is it's a position in the field.
That is technically
a
correct.
DH is a position in the batting order.
He just listed on the Pro Baseball Reference when they list games by position.
You're right.
He does go DH, which is why I counted that.
Okay.
All right, last one, Tyvis.
I'm mad I missed
You need to
the
get
question
this,
I missed.
and Jay needs to miss it to send us to overtime. I have an overtime
Do they
question.
play baseball?
And this is for the second perfect game in UCSS history.
This is.
And I had the first one too, Tyvis.
I could have had it, but do they
True
play
or false?
baseball in Alaska?
Huh?
Daniel Schneeman's
Yeah.
wife, Allie,
Oh my God.
played first base for the BYU softball team and is currently an assistant coach.
See, Jay
the
would
BYU
know
softball
that. Oh no, he would not know that.
No, I don't know that.
Once
Yeah,
again,
you would
it's either
know.
all true or all false. Does Schneeman's wife coach for BYU?
She coaches for Utah.
What'd you say?
G. Bush says false. Tyvis says false. Jay says true. That means that this is true. Jay will not only hold the belt for another 6 months, he will have back-to-back the only 2 perfect games in true and false history. Steve, let's see it. The anticipation's killing Tyvis. It's killing Jay. Steve, we have a minute left. Let's hit it.
Let's go!
I had no choice. I had no choice.
Yeah, but you didn't know I was going to say true.
I had no choice.
Wow.
Because usually when
Just call me the Johnny Vandermeer of UCSS.
when he says the statement, it's either all true or all false.
Yeah.
90% of the time it's true.
Well,
Man,
that's what I
So
went
that's
with
why
it
I really
because
wanted to put
me,
true. But I was praying. He said that earlier. Hopefully, he just saying that.
Man,
to
you
throw
know
a
what?
ring.
it seemed plausible to me.
It did. All of it seemed like he couldn't make that up.
This was culturally biased. I do not accept this. You gave Jay white people trivia for 200, Alex, and you gave listen.
Tyvis did pretty well.
Listen, Tyvis, where you go? You from Columbus? Where you live in Columbus?
I'm from Cleveland. Don't do that.
You
Don't
live
never
shout out to the
disrespect
old
me.
Intangy Commons, man.
Olin Tangi
What you know about
Commons.
that? You been
Do
over
you guys
there?
feel like you know
Please,
Daniel
no.
Schneeman a little better
You know
now?
what I do? I feel like I'm connected. Daniel Schneeman will now be one of my favorite players after he helped me pitch a perfect game.
I'm a big fan. He played center field the last game I went to. I'm going tonight. Should be a beautiful night.
He plays his heart out, man.
Plays a hell of a center field, too.
He does. He made a beautiful catch out there.
I'm disgusted.
He been in the league. How long you been in the league? 8 years now, something?
No, this is it.
He got called up
A
in
month.
June. Yeah.
I thought he been like
But
in
he
the
old,
minors
though.
though.
Oh no, a professional. He was been in the minor leagues for 5 years.
4 or 5 years.
Yeah,
Something like that,
yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I see. That's why I was like, I was like, man, like, why his wife work? That's why I'm like, false. Like, that's terrible. But I didn't know he was in the
Last year
minors.
he was making minor league baseball money. That ain't a lot.
Yeah, so now Minimoski. Shout out to him. Get that bag now.
I'm
That's
disgusted.
right.
I gotta wait.
We're going to
till-
WKYC. 30 minutes there. If you're outside the Cleveland area, download WKYC Plus from your app store. Stream us on any platform. See you in 3 minutes and 8 seconds.